YouTube, what is up with y'all today? This is Neil Goodfella Neil coming through with another Lived In episode. Hopefully, I think I do. You can check my playlist as well for my Lived In series. And that's basically just giving an update on the kicks, the good and the bad, what happened during all this time. I believe personally, I treat this like my sneaker diary, this channel rather. So I believe personally that a lot more sneaker YouTubers should do more updates as far as the kicks go. Everybody's showing the kick when they first get it. Today, I do have the Playoff 12 joints. Now, this is the box that it came in right here. Regular retail at the time was $160, which is a far cry from what today's prices is now. You know, you got inflation and stuff like that. And I got mine in size 10. This was back during them Nike Talk days, getting my, making some deals, trade, stuff like that. So I had my kicks since 2012. If I'm not mistaken, these might have came out in April 2012. So what I'm gonna actually do here is a 10-year update as far as what happens. I believe that's probably like 60 to almost 100 years time for a sneaker in the sneaker world, for a sneaker to break in and everything. So yeah, so basically you already see just from looking at this picture, we're looking at the sneaker right here. The sneaker probably looks good on camera, but when you actually see it in person, what does it really look like? And when you see it in person, it looks a little bit more different. Now, for the most part, the color on this sneaker obviously is it's more easy. It's more that yin and yang, that white and black. It's only but so much can happen. You don't have to deal with like a red suede fading or something like that. It's an easy sneaker to clean up, easy maintenance. But the only thing I don't too much care about with the Playoff 12 is, or any sneaker for that matter, when you do have like this white midsole, it's always like you paranoid about dirt getting on and everything. So that's a little annoying. I got sneaker OCD. I know the sneakers is on the ground, they're bound to get dirty. I'm not a freak where, I'm scrubbing the soles crazy. I know there's some people out there that want even the soles clean, but it's only but so much cleaning you can do since it is footwear. Now, I do always go with, if you can keep the sneaker clean and it ages gracefully, fine. Then you just show the actual age of the sneaker. As long as it's in pristine condition, that's fine. I know some people actually go as far as even restoring it completely just so it won't look any kind of age or anything, just look brand new all the time. So first thing first, this rubber white piece right here, it's already off white and it's just going to eliminate as far as time goes on. Now, expect this to happen whether you got the Obsidian 12s or the Playoff 12s. This is bound to happen. Now, depending on how you store the kick and humidity and stuff like that, that's really going to be the determining factors of that. Same with the glue. You're going to have a little bit more of that, like that yellow glue, if they use yellow glue this time. If you keep it in like a hot area, humid area, and you don't let them like breathe. If you still want to keep them in a box, or you have those drop boxes, I would suggest a cool area. Back then we didn't too much have the drop boxes. They was still kind of new. But most importantly though, keep the sneakers in a cool area so you do actually preserve some of the glue, so you can stop that glue from coming out. Now, I don't have any glue marks. It's pretty cool down here in the sneaker cave. This is the sneaker cave, by the way. And I don't really too much have to deal with that, guys. Now, I know some sneakers come like that depending on the craftsmanship and stuff like that. So that does gotta take that into consideration. But with this one right here, one of the things that really get the yellow popping on the rubber is sunlight. I would definitely avoid direct sunlight. I'm putting it right here like y'all can see it, but it's a window right here that has the sun. At least the sun was coming through. And sunlight is one of them things that definitely damages almost any kind of shoe, makes it look older than what it is. And you can definitely see, like, if you go in like a sneaker store and they say we don't just have the display model and that's the only one you can buy, so then they go and get the left sneaker and they look completely different when you hold them up to each other. Like, so that's a good example. Like, the display sneaker will actually have more of a dull tinted look, not only just because people kind of like just been touching it, like looking at it, but that light in the store actually has an effect on the sneaker. So this is one of them sneakers that's like that. Now, I've worn these, and y'all know I do my sneaker rotation, so I will be honest, I didn't wear them every day for 10 years or every day for even 5 years or 3 years, but I wore them often, a few times a year, again and again and again, enough to actually be qualified to do this review of the sneakers as far as wear go. You don't have nothing else to too much worry about as far as any other cosmetics on the sneaker. The white part is basically the only part that's going to discolor on you guys, or lemonade, or piss yellow, or off-white. Another difference is the red Jumpman at the bottom. Now the OG wasn't like this. The OG wasn't like this. I know the new one coming out is going to be similar to the OG with the black. Also going to the back, the red writing on the back was not on the OG as well. The Jordan right there, I think this should have been white. The OG coming out with the white, you know, so as it looked the way it's supposed to look. As far as the leather on here, the leather is actually pretty decent. I just looked at Nightwing video, and he mentioned that the 2022 playoffs actually have more of a tumble to it, but because they actually added more tumble to the leather. So his thing was, he was saying the leather might not be that good, but they pebbled it up so much that it actually feels good. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt, because you do still have to be in the sneaker as you wear them. And when you're wearing more leather, stuff do breaks in. And I will say I did get these in a size 10, but this is as big as I would go as far as a Jordan 12 go, because I would suggest going a half size down so you get more of a snug fit. Once you do break these in on the inside, now we're going to the inside of the sneaker. Once you do break these in, they do become a little bit more spaced out. You get a little bit more room in the sneaker. You don't have a cramped toe box like you do with like runners or something like that. And most importantly, going to the inside, as far as like that zoom air unit, this was the first Jordan to have a zoom air unit as well. That's definitely still intact. That's definitely still intact. These joints is like tanks. Other than that, like if you had an all black one or whatever, it probably still look new, depending on if you didn't get crazy creases in it. You wouldn't even know this sneaker even aged if this wasn't white right here, to be honest with you, dealing with the color and everything. But the inside, the tech, the zoom air unit in here, the full zoom air unit in here, never breaks down, gets better with time, gets way more comfortable. And most importantly, this carbon shank at the bottom right here, this carbon fiber, this spring plate is still as good as it was the first day I got these sneakers. So definitely on my list as far as Jordans that's gonna last apocalyptic times, damn near. You know what I mean? Like, that's how strong these joints are. And they're actually even strong enough to still like hoop in. Like, I can actually hoop in these if I want it today. For a 10-year-old sneaker, you know, you can't really say that too much with maybe the 3s or the 4s or maybe the 6s or maybe the 5s, depending on how you keep them as far as condition. But these, you don't even have to wear these that much for them to actually still stay together. So like I said, these are like tanks. I remember when these joints came out, man, particularly these playoff joints came out, like I said, during that all-star time when Jordan, I think they had when they was wearing like the actual team jerseys. It was so confusing then. Like, how would you know who's on your team when you wearing the same jersey? It was kind of crazy in the NBA back then. Now, you know, they did it too, like the year before, where you can like the East versus West. They had the East had their own jersey, West had their own jersey. But no, back then, around this time, at 97, 98, they had on their team jerseys, right? And like, you know, you and your team member out there, y'all wearing the same jersey, you know, that maybe you got a second like Pippen and Jordan, they was wearing a red jersey. Then let's say maybe who else played for the East? Let's say maybe I'm all off over here, guys. Ray Allen probably came out with like a Bucks jersey, like. So instead of it being all Eastern jerseys, you know, I say East. I know they do that Team LeBron, Team KD stuff now, but instead of it saying East Side or East or West or something like that, it was actually a team jersey. So that was kind of confusing back then. Then lockouts happened, I think at 98 or 99, one of them. But yeah, so as far as this sneaker go, that's the main part. And even look at the accessories, guys. Like, look at this right here. I had to actually blow the cobwebs off. Look, for $160, Jordan Brand was giving us this Air Jordan Collection I seen the UAs tried to remake this. They didn't too much do a good job, but it is what it is. I know people rocking the sneaker instead of the medallion, but I wouldn't wear this on the sneaker. Back when these dropped, I seen 1 or 2 people actually trying to wear this a little bit, but this don't look right on the sneaker. But yeah, so this was something this little. We got Air Jordan 12 retro 12 collection on the back. That's basically my update, my lived in, my review on this. Just to reiterate, guys, now the leather overall did get soft. The comfort in here is even better than when I first got it. Not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that when I first got on the comfort was terrible, but it just got better with time, guys, like most sneakers. The Zoom Air unit on the inside is flawless, still up to par. The spring carbon plate shank down here definitely still intact fully. And like I said, the only downside, it depends on the person, depends on you. If you got a problem with this yellow one, you might dislike this. So you know, over time, I don't know if you into repainting the midsole. I don't know if you just don't care. You know, you still got like that tumble leather on the tongue. No, these are not metal as well, like the 97 ones. This like that plastic, like that fake chrome. But like I said, guys, I'm keeping these. You know, I'm not getting rid of them. You know, for the 2022 ones, I can live with, you know, a red Jumpman. You know what I mean? It's a Chicago Bulls sneaker. So, you know, and even the back, it's not the biggest deal, right? Yeah, you want everything to be OG, but when Jordan Brand does stuff like this and they come out with the OG version, then you have this version. Now I feel like, man, this make the 2012 version a little bit more special for the people that got it in 2012. You know what I mean? So just those slight differences. Rate, comment, and subscribe. This is Nail here with my lived in series on the Playoff 12 from 2012, and it is 2022 now. It's a 10-year period already, and this is what happens to your Playoff 12s after 10 years, provided you take care of them. Now, don't dog them out, don't cut grass with them, but if you do all that stuff, they might still hold up, but typically after you beat the hell out of a shoe, it most likely will fall apart. But these show no signs of glue, you know, of coming apart or glue or anything. So keep them in a cool area, guys, and I am out. Peace.